Hello Capricorn, my name is Paul and this is Dove and Serpent Tarot. And this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And if there is anything you need me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And of course, we get the Chariot, the Cancer energy as the first card. Now, that is your inner nature, your opposite nature, your shadow side, your alter ego, perhaps. That's very interesting. We always get some sort of Cancer energy somewhere in the reading for you. Let's put this into some context. A lot of strong energies already here. Interesting. Okay. Wow, I kind of feel like we're shifting. We're shifting into a new, a new dimension, right? A new timeline, a new universe here. With the Tower and with this 10 of Swords, I feel like we really are kind of big changes, right? Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one card from the Smith-Waite deck. We'll put right here, we'll put Mr. Tao, the yin-yang duck, right there on top of the mystery card. Now that card, we're not going to look at it until the very end. Okay. But we are doing something a little different on this channel. If at any point during the reading you get an idea, a sense, a feeling of what that card is, I want you to type it into the comment section. Okay? I'm trying to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, raise our consciousness, tap into our intuition, and start discerning that mystery card together. Okay? But first, let's look at this. We have 1, 2, 3. Major Arcana energy. These trump cards here they're clustered, right? It's very big right here. Huge energy, big changes, life-changing, I think, right? It's like we're making a decision to completely overhaul our energy and embrace sides of ourself that maybe we've never embraced before. Maybe this Chariot energy is representing the things that we've always kind of kept hidden, right? Maybe maybe our creativity, maybe our strength, maybe some of our interests and loves and talents and different things about ourselves that we've kept hidden before. Now we're kind of tearing down walls, right? We're tearing down this limiting belief, and we are letting our whole self shine forth, right? Our whole self. But we've got to do so with tact, with subtlety, with caution, with a little bit of prudence. So we have our 3 major arcana cards. We have the Trinity, that is a unity. So Spirit is in the building. We've got some fire. We've got some water. We've got some air. And we've got some earth. So this is fairly balanced. It's interesting that we have the Tower card up here, and we've got the 9 of Wands, the Strength card down here. So this inner strength is what is allowing us to endure the disruption of our daily lives with the tearing down of those boundaries, right? Tearing down of the tower that we've built for ourselves. Now, what I'm feeling with the 8 of Pentacles here, I love the 8 of Pentacles. I think the 8 of Pentacles is a very safe approach to life. Let's be careful. Let's take our time. Let's pay attention to the details. Let's not rock the boat if it doesn't need rocking. In this situation, I don't think we need this, right? you're not so much concerned with the minor details. You're not so much concerned with little concerns, right? I think things are in a larger perspective. You're seeing things from such a cosmic viewpoint that these little things aren't really even on your radar right now, okay? So maybe this is a bit of an injunction to, hey, don't forget about the little things. We're very much focused on this big spiritual energy, this big life-changing energy. Maybe there is something very life-changing on the horizon for you, okay? And maybe we are preparing for it. But we also have to focus a little bit on these details, okay? A little bit. I don't think you really want to right now, you know what I mean? I don't think it's something that you really, I hate to say it, I don't think you really care. We've got the Eight of Pentacles there. We've got the Seven of Pentacles over here as the kind of final outcome. And to me, this is you kind of transcending the earth, really, the discs, right? The pentacles, the material realm. Things that you once really longed for or cared about, maybe material things, maybe the kind of success and wealth that you always want, or just not even success or wealth, because I feel like you're getting that through this Nine of Cups. You're being fulfilled, but in a different way than what we are used to, right? And these could be those material things that we all are kind of after, right? The material trappings of the world, of our society and culture. But I feel like you're kind of transcending those. You don't care about those as much as you used to, right? Somebody asks you, well, what do you want in your coffee? It doesn't matter. Just bring me some coffee, right? So I feel like you've got bigger plans, that these small potatoes don't matter so much to you anymore, okay? And the other thing that I get with this Cancer energy is that there might be an opportunity for travel on the horizon for you, okay? And that could be part 2 of this Ten of Swords. We're breaking out of limitation, right? We're getting away from anything that might be limiting us, that might be preventing our real spirit from coming out. So when I talked in the beginning about the Chariot card kind of representing all of these things that you've kind of never revealed to the world about yourself, right? Maybe one of these is this kind of this wanderlust, this desire to really travel and to see the world and to expand your horizons. I feel like that's the Chariot now. We're just saying, you know what? I've always wanted to travel. I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna make it happen. Yeah. I feel like it's also you exploring new ideas, new interests, new topics or areas of study. Right? We get that especially with the Mercury, the Magus, the Magician, the Trickster, Hermes here, very much the Lord of travel, the Lord of commerce, the Lord of new ideas, the Lord of learning and new interests and new topics of study and all of these things. So I think it's really, you're kind of tearing down the old persona, perhaps, You're maybe dismantling the personality a little bit to say, I'm going to start living my life truer to what I actually feel and want and what I'm interested in. And this has been a theme for you for the last 6 months, I think. Becoming this solar being. Becoming this enlightened, whole spiritual force, right? Not limiting yourself to just a little bit of sunshine poking through. No, you're in full radiance. Full radiance. And that's why I love the Capricorn readings so much. I feel like I connect with Capricorn very strongly. And it's because there is this idea of always trying to fully become who we are, right? Trying to let all of our sun shine. And I think that's what's going on here. I really like this major arcana. Yeah, it may feel like there's some disruption, right? This may create a feeling of uncertainty. We kind of get we get a little instability here with the Tower and with the 10 of Swords here. So there's the caution, maybe, the warning here to, hey, let's pay attention to the details. You want all of these things. Well, you've got to you got to make sure you got your plane ticket, and you make sure you packed everything, and make sure you left enough food and water for the cats and all that kind of stuff, right? Because otherwise you're ready. We've got a 9 of Wands down here. You're strong. You're ready for this. You have this feeling about you that you've overcome something. And there was probably a moment in your life recently, probably, where you triumphed over something. You did it. Right? Maybe it's an injury, an illness. Maybe it's just some difficulty at work, a conflict, something where you really stood up for yourself. You stood in your energy. And I think that really sparked something in you. And I think now you're ready. You're ready to grab life by the tower and make it what you want. And if you have to tear down all of these bricks, if you have to tear down the existing structure to rebuild, use these bricks to rebuild your life the way you want it. The way that is more in line with what you really want. See, the Chariot is a card that's about tradition and home and, kind of doing something in line with the expectation, right? But now this is no longer you living the life that others think you should or society tells you you should. This is you living a life that is in conformity with your spirit and soul, right? So this is obedience and conformity in the absolute best way, right? Because you're being obedient to your higher self. Excuse my voice, it's been quite bad lately. I think we might all be getting sick over here, to be honest with you. Anyway, I love this energy. I love this energy. And the 9 of Wands here, I get this feeling like you overcame something, right? But there was always a kind of a reluctance to be a leader, right? Because I feel like this is kind of new, or it's been developing more over time. I don't feel like you are usually out in front. I feel like you're not usually the first one to raise your hand, right? Or the first one out on stage. Well, Mercury is saying something different now. Mercury is saying it's time for us to get out on stage. It's time now for you to be the ringmaster of your own circus, right? And I really like this tower. I like it not only because of its ability to drastically change, the energy, right? To tear down something that's limiting and not slowly and carefully. No, this is just kind of all at once. I'm tearing that stuff off the wall. But I like this because it really has the ability to open your eyes, right? This kind of energy really makes you see. And it's got that third eye, the all-seeing eye there at the top. That is your spiritual vision. That is your psychic sense. That is you seeing what is really there. After all of this is torn down, you can see yourself. This is the card of enlightenment. This is the Kundalini energy. This is when we strip away our personality, our wants, our fears, our desires, our inhibitions, our insecurities, right? Our thoughts and feelings stripped away, the mind quieted, we see ourselves. We witness ourselves, right? And then not only do we witness that with the eye up there, but now we can speak our truth. And to speak is to create, right? The logos. We now have the ability to speak our truth and create our self, our reality, to rebuild our desires, our wants, our hopes and fears and insecurities and personality and persona and all our thoughts and feelings. Now we rebuild that. We speak that into existence, but in a authentic way. We see authenticity as a big concern for you. We've got a Prince of Cups here. Now, this could be a Scorpio person in your life, maybe. But I feel like this is really your desire. This card is in the position of our fears, worries, and concerns. This is your hope more than material success or failure. We're not so worried about fear anymore, failure. We have a new perspective on that. We see that as just the silly toys of life, success and failure and all these. Like I said at the beginning, it's like you've transcended all of these, the typical aspirations. Now what you want is authenticity. You want your insides to match your outsides, right? And we'll get to that card in a minute, because first we got to go here to your general energy. This is the Six of Swords. This is Mercury in Aquarius, right? So we've got another connection with Mercury here. And this is kind of us now rebuilding our thinking and feeling, our heart and mind, which I just got through saying we kind of torn down in order to see ourselves, and now we have to rebuild it. Well, we've rebuilt this in a way that now our thinking and our feeling are on the same page, right? We have the unity of heart and mind, which creates a smoothness in our creative abilities. There's no resistance from our personality. Now, our mind, our psyche, our thoughts and feelings can be a perfect conduit for our soul, for our spirit, for our truth, for ourself. Okay? And this, I think, is real obedience, where our thinking and our feeling are being obedient to our higher aspirations, our higher, truer self, our more authentic self. Okay? And I really feel like this is resulting in you wanting to let all of these true desires come forth. Maybe it is travel, maybe it is learning new things, doing something different with your life, getting involved in a different career, different interest, different course of study. And my voice is really, really getting bad today. It's this desire to live more authentically. And when we do that, we get a Nine of Cups. It feels good. It is real fulfillment. This isn't just fulfilling our immediate desires, surface level, shallow end of the pool kind of stuff. No. This is satisfaction and fulfillment and love and joy and beauty on every plane. Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, creative up at the top, right? This is true happiness. This is real bliss. And this might be the card, the energy of the tarot that we are all after. And right now you have it in your environment. So this tells me this position is your environment. It's the timing. It's the position of your relationships with the environment, right? And the people and places and things in your environment. So this is telling me that in order for you to really have this kind of all-pervading happiness and fulfillment and satisfaction, we do have to let our true interests, your true desires, what does your soul really want? Do you want to travel? Do you want to learn new things? Do you want to have different relationships? In order to have this fulfillment, you have to start doing this in your environment, in the real world. Right? It's one thing to have the realization of who we are and what we truly want. And it's a whole other thing to speak it into existence, to do it, to manifest it. And that is what brings us to the Prince of Cups, the idea of living authentically. It's the Prince of Cups. It's air of water. The air is within. And the air is that truth. It is your spirit, right? It's air, it's breath, it's spirit and soul. And that's within you. But outside is something that's a little bit different. It's water on the outside. It's shimmering, it's shining, it's reflective, it has different angles. You can't really see exactly what's going on. Mostly it reflects the world around it, rather than just shining of its own light. It's, it's kind of covering, it's concealing, it's like a bubble, It's concealing that air inside with that reflective outer shell, right? I think bus drivers said we're all coated in a plastic film. And that's kind of what this card's about, right? I don't know if bus driver meant it this way or not, but who knows with bus driver. There's the need for us to make more translucent that plastic film, that outer layer of water, that bubble, right? That membrane. We want it to be a little bit more transparent. Yeah. That's authenticity. This is probably the highest goal too, I think. And these two cards are together. This is, all of this comes together. And I think with the Seven of Pentacles at the end, we have a reinforcement of this idea that we don't care about the same things that we once did. We're not interested in the same things that we once were interested in. Right? So I feel like our life is changing. We're leveling up. We're transcending. We're rising above these little things. But the little things, while we may not care about them anymore, while they may not seem important, and they really are, you're putting them into perspective a little bit, but we got to remember the Eight of Pentacles. They are still important in their own right, on their own plane. You still have to tie your shoes and brush your teeth and pay your bills, and we still need the cup of coffee, and it's okay to prefer, I don't know, I used to like cream, now we're on this oat milk thing. It's okay to have preferences, right? But what we're trying to do now is make our preferences out in the world to be a more accurate expression of who we really are and what we really want, right? You don't have to like pumpkin spice just because it's fall, just because everybody else does, right? If you really like it, you really like it. You're being authentic, right? Not just reflecting back what is kind of projected onto us. And it goes deeper than just our coffee preferences, but I really could use a cup right now. But alas, I'm drinking lemon water these days. So I'm trying to limit my caffeine intake. I hear it's bad for the vocal cords. I don't know. Anyway, mystery card, shall we? I think we shall. This is the point of the reading where I'm going to ask you to connect with these images and with these energies. Let's try to raise our vibrations. Let's try to tap further into ourselves, into our intuition, into our spirit. Let's see if we can discern this card. Now, I don't know what it's going to be. It could be another tower for all I know. No, I should leave the camera this way. If you want to pause the video, go ahead. Type your answers into the comment section below. If you don't want to play along, well, that's perfectly fine too, of course. I think it's a nice exercise, though. And we have the big idea here of change, of of lifting a veil kind of thing. Maybe a Queen of Cups, maybe another Tower, maybe a Two of Pentacles is showing change. Maybe Wheel of Fortune, maybe the Death card. Right, the Death card is kind of the ultimate change, right? The change that we are all experiencing at some point in our life. But the Death card doesn't mean death, right? Doesn't mean the ending of something. To me, it should be called the rebirth card. Because I feel like it's not so much the abrupt tearing down like a tower might be. It's kind of the slow, gradual, I'm in no hurry because I'm going to get to everybody eventually. The slow and steady metamorphosis. I'm feeling Death card here, but I don't know if it's going to be. Feels like a long shot. Let's take a look. Do you have your final answers in? So here we go. I should have put money on it. There's the Death card. So yeah, so we have this feeling of wanting to tear everything down now, right? We need this awakening, this enlightenment, this Kundalini experience. It's going to be a shock to the system. I feel like your nervous system, your chakra system is capable of handling it because of this 9 of Wands down here. But I feel like it is kind of abrupt. It is going to be maybe rather disruptive. We have the idea of death here to show that perhaps this tower event is one stage in a longer, slower, more steady process. The Death card, I think, is also saying that this has to be an ongoing process. It's not just one tower moment and bing, enlightened. That this is a continual process of letting things go, right? An infinite moment between death and life, right? Between something dying and then something else being born. It's that infinite moment in between where it's not the horse and the rider that's moving. It's the world that is moving through it, right? You remember being a kid, sitting in the car or with your parents driving or something? And you ever wonder if you're really moving in the car or if your car is just stationary and it's the world that's just going like underneath you and past you like that, right? That we're still and everything else is happening through us and around us. That's kind of the vibe I get with this. That we've reached a point where we feel the infinite, right? We feel eternity in the finite world of things coming and going and going and coming and growing and decaying, of letting go of things and taking new things into us. We feel infinity. We feel eternity in that moment. I think this is a real awakening for you. I think this is a real life-changing time in your life. Okay? And I think the real lesson is with that 8 of Pentacles, that we have to still take care of the little things. Now, they may not have that much importance to you while you're in all of this kind of energy. But we have to stay focused. We have to take care of what we have responsibilities toward, right? Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, Capricorn, click either above or below in the video description. New readings for Capricorn every Thursday and Sunday at 6 a.m. Chicago time. I want to thank you for watching this video all the way through until the end. It really does help out the algorithm. That helps out the channel. It's good for everybody. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we are all in this together.